So the Chicago Bulls finally get a win. It feel like it's been a month, but they get a win nevertheless. It was a lot of things that to talk about from this win, about the end of that game and certain players. We'll get into that, but you know you got to hear that music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys. I am Cognac Boy CDubb, holding it down on another daily episode of Shy Boys podcast. If you like what you're listening to, make sure you hit that like button, punch that subscribe button. Well, the Chicago Bulls defeat the Charlotte Hornets 129 to 126 last night. And man, it's a sight for sore eyes. Been in a winner's circle for a change. It's been almost a month, bro. The Chicago Bulls set a season high in uh points in the paint, bro. Can you believe it? The Bulls are last in the league in giving up points in the paint. And today they set a season high with 80 points in the paint. I had to double take, I had to look twice to make sure that this stat was correct, although I was watching the game. But damn, 80 points in the paint. Do you see 80 points in the paint? You see, we got us a victory. That should be added into the formula. 3-point attempts were down. We only hit 10 3-pointers this entire game. We shot 28 of them. I think that is right there. If we're hitting 3-pointers, you can bump that up to like 35 3-point shots per game or something like that. But if you're not hitting your 3-point shots and you're shooting like 30% from 3-point range going into the second half, you might want to start getting down to the basket. That's when you can start getting those points in the paint totals up, like we did today. 80 points in the paint. The Charlotte Hornets, they hit 16 points, 16 3-pointers last night. So we had to make up the difference of 18 points. That's how many points we were getting defeated from the 3-point line. We have to make that up, and we did that by attacking the basket and scoring points in the paint. And the Bulls, man, they got stops when they needed to, bro. I know it's a big total at 126 for the Charlotte Hornets, but when the Bulls needed to stop, especially at the end of the game, they dug down and they got some stops. I know it was a scare there at the end of the game with that contest from Zach Collins on Con Knipple, but Billy did a good job. I could say that Billy did a good job with the challenge. I probably think he had no choice. I mean, any coach would have probably challenged that. That was the difference in the game. That was going to be the game right there. So the Bulls made stops, especially in that fourth quarter there. You could definitely point to Zach Collins having most a bulk of the minutes there in the fourth quarter. You can also point to the activity of the perimeter defenders. Isaac Okoro was out there as well. Josh Giddey did what he was supposed to do, or he tried to do what he could do on the defensive end, and I think he did a pretty okay job. The Bulls, not a good defensive game overall in general, but they got stops when they needed to. The Chicago Bulls, they sit at 10-14 now, their 10th win of the season. 4 games under 500. They got one more game this weekend on Sunday versus the Pelicans, another bottom feeding team. They defeated the Bulls earlier this season. Now let's move on and talk about the elephant in the room. Zach Collins. Zach Collins, bro. And it's really not about Zach Collins. It's about Nick Vuce. Nick Vuce was benched the last 17 minutes of this game last night. You see the result, don't you? Win. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds in 22 minutes. He was a negative 15 plus minus. Billy's finally smarting up, bro. He's smartening up, bro. You see the formula. Less Vooch equals better chance of winning. It's just simple as that. Zach Collins had 16 points, 8 rebounds in 20 minutes. It was a plus 17. Is it obvious, bro? The activity, the physicality, the offensive consistency. Did you see that play when Zach Collins? It was probably the best play of the game when he hustled and got that offensive rebound in like the final minutes of the game. Do you think Nick Vooch can perform a play like that? No. I'll answer for you. No. I think it's obvious, bro. The less he plays, the better our chance to win games. Billy Donovan spoke about it after the game, and he basically said, somebody asked him, would you think about starting Zach Collins over Nick Vooch? And Billy Donovan said, we're not just going to go off one game. What else do you need to see, Billy Donovan? Do you need to see it for 2 straight games, 3 straight games, 4, 5, 6? This is a business, Billy Donovan. This is not a love fest where you must show loyalty to players at the behest of the rest of the team. This young team wants to win games. They're hungry to win. The city of Chicago is hungry to win. Nick Vooch is not that guy, and this is more evidence to that fact. Yes, I said fact. Did you see that inbound? Did you see him give up a layup? Inbound gets intercepted from a poor pass from Vooch. The point guard gets in the paint and tips it over Vooch. Just the most ridiculous play you can ever get from any player in the NBA. Better yet, a big man, your starting center, your veteran leader, your oldest guy on the team. He made plays in this game that'll make Patrick Williams look like a sane basketball player. And Patrick Williams had a good game in his return home to Charlotte, North Carolina. I think it's right there in your face, Billy. I think he on the right path because he actually performed the duty. He sat him for 17 straight minutes. And he can't deny the results because the results is done. It's stamped. 10-14 now. Yeah, Vooch, he owed us. Okay, I get you, Billy. Billy, I see what you're doing. Vooch is probably single-handedly responsible for 3 wins for the Chicago Bulls. We got to make up that difference. So there's the one right there. Keep counting them out, Billy. We got to go with Billy's formula because Billy's the head coach. He got unlimited loyalty from the front office of the Chicago Bulls. So we got to go with his recourse. Okay. You need 2 more games like that, Billy Donovan. Here's the one. Even though it's obvious and evident to everybody else watching the games. Chicago Bulls fans, the Chicago Bulls players, the opposing players, the opposing players' fans. You do not have to play favorites here, Billy. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, bro. And I must not leave until I talk about my boy Isaac Okoro, bro. Isaac Okoro, 15 points, 3 rebounds. He was a -4, but plus minus ain't the end all be all to everything. It accounts for some, but not everything. We felt Isaac Okoro's defense today, last game against the Hornets. He was even better offensively that I've seen this entire season. Getting to the basket, throwing up that little floater with either hand, left hand, right hand. He had a big one in the fourth quarter there. Chasing around the Charlotte Hornets offensive players. Isaac Okoro finally made me notice him. I knew he was on the team, but I never noticed him. He never set his footprint in a given game, bro. You can almost forget that he was out there on the court. Today, I noticed Isaac Okoro, bro, on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. Continue this play. I think you can be better defensively as well. I see you, Isaac Okoro, bro. Can I get a string of games like this? I see it. You didn't have an afro today. You went with the braids. Continue with the braids till you have a bad game, Isaac Okoro. Because you got something that we need on this team. You want to play defense. We need more guys on this team that wants to play defense. It's not a chore. When the Bulls on the basketball court playing defense, it looked like it's a chore. Like they just trying to get it out the way just to say that they done it. Isaac Okoro is different. There's other players out here. Trey Jones is like that. Zach Collins is like that. Ayo Dosunmu is like that. The rest of these guys looks like it's a chore to play defense. So hey man, I take the wins any way I can get them, bro. I take the wins any way I can get them. The Chicago Bulls are 10-14. Billy Donovan has started his path to righteousness. And this is the formula. This is the quote. The less Vooch plays, the more chances the Chicago Bulls get the win. This has been a video from Chi Bulls podcast from the Cognac Boys. Make sure you hit that like button, punch that subscribe button, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. For sure.
Cognac. Gang.